What's up, guys? We're at the WOW Summit Dubai. I'm your host, Adele Burton, and today I'm with Eli Taranto. That's right. Eli Taranto.
Nice to meet you.
You are the MD of EQIBank.
Correct. Yes, that's
Great.
correct.
Tell us a bit about your journey into the Web3 space.
So when it all started, when Web3 just started to appear, we realized there's a massive gap in the market for banking services. And we know the space. We come from with a big crypto background. A lot of us have vast experience in this. We understand what compliance needs to see for a correspondent bank to really allow the payments to work in the whole Web3 space, to really be connected to the real world. We're very serious in terms of compliance. We understand, again, what the global standards are. We dive very deeply into our customers. We require licensing. We require AML checks. So a very, very deep process undergoes, every company undergoes to really sort of receive the services that we offer. So I can say that as a bank, we are probably the first, if not the only in the world, to really offer Web3 companies truly global crypto-friendly banking.
By banking services, you mean you offer transactional, you provide on-ramp, off-ramp crypto exchange services from fiat to crypto and vice versa, is that right?
Correct. So our client, for example, and we bank a lot of the larger exchanges, a lot of the larger crypto clients, some crypto desks. We have our own in-house OTC desk. So our clients, for example, enjoy a number of things. They have USD banking, Euro banking, they have banking in GBP, in CHF, a number of other currencies. We also offer, again, an OTC desk whereby a client can exchange crypto right on their account. We're the only bank in the world, I believe, that does this in a secure and reliable and 24-hour manner.
And would you say you are centralized or decentralized?
Oh, as a bank, we are absolutely centralized, but you can't let go of centralization. Centralization is good if it's done right, because centralization means you are compliant. Yes, there are a bunch of clients out there that are opening DAOs in various jurisdictions, but the problem is that there's no accountability. Without accountability, you can't have proper global banking. So we bank the responsible clients, the big clients that understand that compliance is central and key to global banking.
I think you're right about the compliance side. Without compliance, you're operating in a space that doesn't have guidelines when things go wrong. How do you solve those? So compliance and law and order is what brings law and order into place. So with that said, right off the back of that, you must be aware of the Markets in Crypto Act that's being introduced, coming up, I think, January time onwards. So how well is EQIBank prepared for the Markets in Crypto Act coming up?
I would say that whatever happens in the regulatory space is something that our compliance team goes to town on immediately. And it only means that if there is a standard that needs to be followed, that's one more standard that we will follow, and probably more. And that's all done for the benefit of both the banking system and the client themselves, because the more compliant they are, the better the payment flow. So it's a little tedious maybe to onboard initially, but once it's done, and again, it's done for the benefit of the client and stable, reliable flow of the transactions. Once that's done, no issues. I mean, the client's good to go. So coming back to your question, as soon as any regulation comes out, we study it, we review it, we impose it, and then no issue whatsoever.
Okay, that's very good. In terms of the trend that we may be seeing at the moment from the shift, for why people come into Web3, they shift from the Web 2 to Web3, from centralization to decentralization. Do you see any pushback, or do you see any resistance from your customers who would prefer a more decentralized approach and decentralized exchanges, for example, who still provide the same services as you? Would you see that as competition, or what would you see that as?
Not at all. I think the convergence of traditional finance and Web3 is obviously already here, and they can't live without one can't live without the other. For traditional finance, Web3 is innovation. It's new revenue streams. For Web3, traditional finance is compliance and its integration in the traditional financial system, which is not going anywhere. So it's about how every institution positions itself to partner and work together with these two aspects, two elements of the economy, which again aren't going anywhere, that will determine who will win or lose.
Fair enough. We've got lots of events are happening here in Dubai. Dubai seems to be situated as the Silicon Valley of Web3 and crypto and all things blockchain. Do you have an office here by any chance? Are you looking to move in here, or how is it?
We are based in Dubai, but we have we're a distributed team. We have representatives in the States, in Thailand. We have here. So in that sense, we are decentralized, but we're obviously centralized because we're licensed and regulated and
in the UAE?
No. We're regulated in Dominica.
Oh, right.
Well, we don't offer the banking services that local banks offer, so we're simply
curious about, because you're actually one of the first interviewees to mention that you're situated in Dominica. Was there a particular strategic approach to setting up shop there and being licensed there?
Absolutely. So an offshore jurisdiction is very interesting. It's effectively an enabler that allows you to service over 100 jurisdictions practically overnight. And if you're compliant, if you do things right, if you're transparent, it only works in your favor.
Okay. So would you say the laws there are particularly relaxed or beneficial?
Not at all.
Yeah. How are they there?
Probably more so. Even the tax issue is no longer an advantage, because obviously the taxation system, probably you've heard, is being evened out. That also touched Dominica as well. So whether it's a tax issue or an advantage, I'm not at liberty to say. I can only point you in the direction of where the tax situation is flowing at the moment. But in terms of an offshore jurisdiction and it being less compliant or more compliant, again, I'd probably say more, because there's more emphasis on being responsible because you're providing access to more jurisdictions. So in many ways, yes, it's a much more responsible shop.
Very nice, very good. Going forward into 2024, we've got some events happening. We've got obviously Mika, one of them, and then Bitcoin halving. Do you see a bull market on the horizon, and where do you see that affecting EQIBank?
You know what? Banks are like lawyers. They win either way.
I love that.
But seriously, though, I think we will of course benefit from a bull run, and I think we're on the verge of one starting. Of course, there are various events happening politically. In fact, a couple have happened in the last few days that might affect it, but you don't know which way. So it's not just one event; it's the convergence of many, as you know. I'm not able to predict it, but I think we were, at least as of 2 days ago, on the rise a little bit, which could have signaled something interesting.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Mr. Eli Taranto.
Thank you.
From EQIBank.
Pleasure to be here.
Great to have this interesting talk about we talked some good things about EQIBank as a bank providing services. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks.
This is Web3 TV. I'm your host Adele, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.